The most expensive rapper mansions. There are a lot of smart ways to spend your money, but one of the biggest investments has always been real estate. So it makes sense that when many celebrities get famous, one of the first things that they do is purchase a house for themselves and their family. However, there is a smaller circle of celebrities that are so rich that they are able to surpass the dream of simply buying a house and end up with massive mansions. Rappers in particular are known for their extravagant taste, which have developed a reputation for their spoiling estates. Sometimes these properties are simply leased, but many modern rappers are the owners of their own mega mansions. And while the overload cost of the bills, staff, and upkeep of the property might be huge, it seems a small price to pay for living in such luxury. Let's take a look at some famous artists and places that they call home. But then, before we do, click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Number 8. Tiger. Most parents advise their kids to purchase a home as soon as possible so that they don't throw away money with rent payments and instead build equity on their own property. Apparently, no one ever gave this advice to Tiger, who has recently begun to lease a new Bel Air mansion. Though Tiger doesn't own the $12.8 million property, he's making payments as if he does. Sources indicate that their monthly rent at the mansion being a whopping $58,000, and while Tiger may never own the property, it seems that he's enjoying his quarantine in true style. The 30,000 square foot house contains 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, and it is literally built into the mountainside of the Santa Monica Mountains. It also features its own separate guest house and a massive 70-foot pool in the backyard. A multi-car garage houses some of the rapper's most valuable cars. Ironically, the property is only 4 miles away from the newest new estate purchase of Tiger's ex Kylie Jenner and her current partner Travis Scott. It is kind of hard to wonder if this didn't influence Tiger's leasing the property. Number 7. Travis Scott. Travis Scott has had an incredible 2 years. Ever since the release of his mega hit album Astroworld, Scott has catapulted from a moderately successful rapper to a global superstar who spends his days in luxury and forming brand deals with McDonald's. Travis seems determined to ensure his surroundings match his status. Besides an ever-growing collection of supercars, Travis has also been investing in a brand new property, a $23.5 million mansion inspired by the architecture of a yard. Located in the Browning neighborhood of Los Angeles, Scott's new house has every single luxury you can think of, even some seemingly unnecessary ones like an underwater sound system for his cliffside infinity pool. Amongst his more practical features are 7 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, a 600 bottled wine cellar, and several levels of outdoor balconies. With a 10,000 square foot garden at the back of the property, Scott's backyard is bigger than some of the entire mansions on this very list. When Travis began to tell us he was an alien all those years ago, I don't think any of us would have imagined that he would eventually end up with a house that is also out of this world. Number 6. Lil Pump. If you aren't a fan of Lil Pump's music, you might know him best for his half-hearted feud with J. Cole. After Pump criticized all the rappers and took specific aim at Cole, Jermaine clapped back but not with a diss. On the 4 of track to his album KOD, Cole offers Pump some stern but heartfelt advice. Amongst those lyrics, Cole advises Pump to buy a house while he still has the money to do so, and while the beef, if you want to call it, that ultimately spotted out. It seems Pump took that at least some of Cole's advice. During late 2019, Pump became the proud owner of his first piece of real estate, a $4.65 million Miami mansion located on the highly sought-after Biscayne Bay. The modern mansion is almost 5,000 square feet, features a waterfront view and a rooftop deck. Interestingly though, Biscayne Bay is a hotspot for celebrities and entertainers. Miami is actually Pump's hometown, meaning he's totally familiar with the surrounding location of his new neighborhood. While we are not sure Pump will ever replicate the success of Gucci Gang, at least he was able to get something permanent out of it. Number 5. The Baby. The Baby will be the first person to tell you that he loves his hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. Because of this, the superstar has yet to leave the city in favor of Hollywood. Instead, the Baby has settled down in an estate in Trampman, North Carolina, a small suburb with less than 3,000 people. The 5-bedroom, 8.5-bathroom estate has cost the Baby $2.3 million and features some customizations like dark towers, stadium lightings in the backyard, and all concrete walls surrounding the property. The Baby has been notoriously secretive about the property, and the media has been able to uncover surprisingly few details about the content of his estate. However, his neighbors have been more than willing to share some details about the property, mainly that the Baby's constant partying and construction is incredibly noisy and has led to 31 noise complaints since he moved in. Despite this, most neighbors say he seems like a nice guy and they are happy to have him there. With the Baby taking so many steps to customize the house to his liking, one must wonder if the rapper ever actually intends to move to Hollywood. Number 4. Cardi B. Cardi B and her partner Offset have been in the news for their on and off relationship, but just a year ago, the two were making headlines for a different reason: their new real estate purchase located in Atlanta. The couple are estimated to have spent about $6 million on a huge house. At 22,000 square feet, it is one of the largest mansions on this list and has many amenities as you can imagine. The property contains 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a full-size gun range, a massive swimming pool, a private garden, and more than 6 acres of property for maximum privacy. The mansion looks like something out of a Rick Ross music video, standing 3 stories and composed of several wings. The interior looks more like a renovated Metropolitan Museum filled with large decorative columns and marble floors. The house even has a massive wine cellar that will put some restaurants to shame. While the house is absolutely beautiful, it does raise one question: who gets the house if the two split up for good? Number 3. Post Malone. At first glance, Post Malone's uncombed image might make those not familiar with him wonder if he is a survivor of some long-forgotten apocalypse. Ironically enough, his newest real estate purchase might only reinforce this belief. Post has made several anti-governmental marks in the past, but in 2019 he took it one step further when he purchased a compound in Northern Alta for just a little over $3 million. The 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom house sits on nearly 7 acres of property on the outskirts of a solar city. Post is adding some of his own touches to the house, including a recording studio and an underground bunker that could be used in case of an emergency. Inside the bunker, Post plans to store his extensive weapon collection and add barracks with enough space for 30 bunk beds to house his team. Now, that doesn't mean that the house isn't beautiful. The property has amazing views of the nearby mountains, a cliffside pool, and hot tub, and a master bedroom with walls made almost entirely of glass. It might seem like an over precaution, but if things get rough anytime soon, Malone's house is where I will be headed. Number 2. Kanye West. Kanye is no newbie to real estate and has owned a ton of properties over his 2-decade career. And while Kanye and his wife Kim Kardashian currently own several properties, including one in Calabasas and their famous Wyoming ranch, the most famous and eye-catching of them all is the mansion in Hidden Hills. Bought for an outstanding $22.4 million, the property sits on 7.5 acres of land and overlooks the Californian Valley. The house came with tons of amenities, including a full-size swimming pool, complete band, and courts for both tennis and volleyball. But Kanye was not quite content with the home upon purchase and decided to take renovations into his own hands. Over the course of 7 years, Kanye turned a fairly simple farmhouse-style mansion into a modern place that is somehow reminiscent of a Belgian monastery. The ecstatic beauty most certainly won't be for everyone. The entire house is covered in smooth plaster and the walls, floor and even furniture are almost entirely white. Any non-white contents are made from natural wood and materials. The couple worked closely with designer Axel Venvoort to completely transform the mansion. And while this house might make you feel like an unsettled, rest easy knowing that the rest of the Kardashian West property are much more similar to a normal house. Well, as normal as billionaires can be. Number 1. Drake. Drake's place of residence has always been a focal point of his music. Drizzy has spoken about plenty of his homes, from the basement of his mother's Canadian home to his New York condo during If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and finally his most recent purchase, the Embassy. If you're seeing any of Drake's recent videos, then it's most likely that you're already familiar with the property. He has been shooting mostly in his house due to COVID-19 restrictions. His music videos have given us a glimpse into his 35,000 square foot home. The house, which was custom built for the rapper, is estimated to have cost between $100 to $250 million to construct. The massive mansion contains literally everything Drake might need: a kitchen for himself and his catering crew, a full-size basketball court, and even a toilet that plays a constant stream of Tupac. The mansion is located in Toronto. If you could move into any mansion on this list, which will it be? Let us know on the comment section. Please do like, share and subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos.